Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're cutting straight to the chase.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're a business leader, you're trying to figure out AI, it's everywhere.
Absolutely. So many models popping up. GPT-4, Claude, Llama 3.
Exactly. Where do you even start finding the right one for, your business?
Well, that's what we're diving into. This deep dive actually comes from an article on Dasarp AI by Dr. Hari Thapprial.
Oh.
And it focuses squarely on AI model marketplaces.
Hmm.
Think of them as like your guide through this maze.
Marketplaces, so not just going directly to OpenAI or Google.
Right. Dr. Thapprial's point is there's this whole landscape now, and these marketplaces help you navigate it.
Okay, so our mission today then is to make sense of these AI marketplaces.
Yep. So you, the listener, can figure out where to source the AI that actually helps your business without getting totally bogged down.
Sounds good. So let's start with the basics. Why should a business leader even care about these marketplaces? What's the core value?
Great question. It really boils down to making AI practical. Easier access, clearer costs.
And flexibility, right. Dr. Thappial's piece hits on that.
Exactly. He outlines 4 key benefits. First up, cost efficiency.
Okay.
Look, building AI models from scratch, it's incredibly expensive.
Yeah, I've heard that. Needs specialist teams, lots of data.
Right? Marketplaces let you tap into pre-trained models, often much, much cheaper.
So you leverage what's already built
Yeah.
instead of reinventing the wheel.
Precisely. You become an AI user, not necessarily an AI builder, which is where a lot of the business value actually lies for many companies.
That makes sense. Saves a huge upfront investment. What's the second benefit?
Speed to deployment. This is huge.
How fast are we talking?
We're talking about plugging AI into your systems using APIs in days, potentially, not the months it might take otherwise.
Wow, days. Imagine getting a new customer service AI feature up that quickly.
Exactly. That speed, it's a serious competitive advantage in today's market, right? Adapt faster, grab opportunities.
Okay, cost and speed. What else?
Flexibility, this is crucial. Avoids getting locked in.
Locked into one provider, you mean? Like, if you build everything around one specific AI.
Yeah. Marketplaces often let you switch between different models, different providers.
So if a better, cheaper, or faster model comes out next month.
You can potentially just swap it in. The AI world's moving so fast that flexibility is gold. It future-proofs your strategy, you know?
Okay, that's a really strong point. And the fourth one?
Scalability. Many marketplaces use pay-as-you-go pricing.
So you only pay for what you actually use.
Right. Demand spikes. You stale up. Things quiet down. You stale down, and your costs follow. No big fixed contracts locking you in when you don't need the capacity.
That's great for businesses with, like, seasonal peaks or unpredictable demand.
Definitely. So Dr. Thapprial makes it clear choosing the right marketplace isn't just some minor tech decision.
No, it sounds strategic.
Yeah.
It could be the difference between a great ROI on your AI efforts.
Or, yeah, a drain on resources. It's
Yeah.
that important.
Okay, so it's clear why they matter. Let's get into the different types of marketplaces out there. Dr. Thapprial breaks them down.
He does. 4 main categories. Understanding these should really help you see the options.
All right, let's hear them.
First up, unified API aggregators.
Unified API aggregators. Sounds a bit technical.
It does, but the concept is super useful for you. Think of it like one master key or one remote control
Okay.
that lets you access lots of different AI models. GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, others, all through one single connection point, one API.
I see. So instead of my tech team learning how to connect to OpenAI, then Anthropic, then Google.
Exactly. They just learn one way to connect, and the aggregator handles talking to all the different models behind the scenes.
That sounds like it saves a lot of development time and
Yeah,
complexity.
the huge savings. Dr. Thapprial mentions providers like OpenRitter.ai, DeepInfra, Together.ai,
Okay.
and others like Eden AI, Portkey AI, and their features are designed to make life easier.
Like what kind of features?
Well, getting results back in a standard format, no matter which model did the work, that's big.
Yeah, consistency is good.
Real-time tracking, how fast is it? How accurate? What's it costing me right now?
Oh, that's useful. Cost visibility.
And some have this clever thing called a model gateway or router.
What does that do?
It's like an intelligent traffic cop. You send a request, and it automatically routes it to the best model based on what you need, maybe the cheapest or the fastest or the most accurate for that specific task.
Smart. So it optimizes for you.
Yeah. Plus, you often get load balancing for busy times, caching for speed, fallback options if one model has issues.
Okay, so reliability features built in.
Right. And they often add new models automatically as they come out, so you stay current without constant effort. And things like data privacy, GDPR compliance, security important checks.
Absolutely critical for businesses. And tracking usage and performance, you mentioned.
Yep, essential for making informed decisions. Many also support different AI types, text, images, speech, all through that one connection.
And Dr. Thaplial mentioned some even connect to other business tools, like CRMs.
That's right. Integrations with tools like Salesforce or HR systems are starting to appear, making it even easier to weave AI into how you already work.
So the big takeaway for these unified APIs,
Yeah.
cost savings, easier scaling, and much simpler integration. Reduces that development headache.
You got it. That's the core value prop for many businesses.
Okay, type 1, unified API aggregators. What's next?
Second type, open source model hubs.
It's open source. So this is about models that are free.
Often free to use, yeah. And importantly, the underlying tech, the model's weights or learned knowledge is openly available. This gives your tech team maximum control.
So you can really get under the hood with these.
Exactly. Think of platforms like Hugging Face. Dr. Thaplial calls it the largest repository. Hosts models like Llama 3, Stable Diffusion.
Hugging Face, I've heard of them.
Then there's Replicate, which makes it easier to run these open source models in the cloud via an API. And Llama, which lets you run models right on your own computers.
Running them locally, why would you do that?
Privacy, mainly. If keeping your data completely in-house is critical, a Llama is an option.
Got it. So who are these open source hubs best for?
Businesses with their own AI engineers, usually. People who want to fine-tune models with their own data or have really specific privacy or control needs.
Makes sense. What are the pros and cons?
Pros. Low cost, often free or very cheap and highly customizable. Cons. You generally need the technical know-how to set them up and manage the infrastructure.
Right, so it's not just plug and play. You need the team to handle hosting it yourself or setting it up in the cloud.
Correct. The model might be free, but the deployment and maintenance aren't necessarily. That's a key consideration for you.
Okay. Open source hubs, got it. What's the third type?
Third, proprietary AI providers.
Proprietary. So the opposite of open source. These are the closed commercial ones.
Exactly. These are the big names often developing the absolute cutting-edge models. Think OpenAI with GPT-4, Anthropic with Claude 3.
Google Gemini, Mistral AI.
Yep, them too. They offer their models commercially, usually via APIs, top performance, but typically at a premium price.
So you pay more, but you potentially get the best models available.
Generally, yes. Dr. Thaplial suggests these are good for enterprises needing that peak performance and reliability, and who want a relatively smooth setup.
What's the catch?
Potential downsides are vendor lock-in, you become reliant on that one provider, and cost, especially if you're using them a lot at scale.
Right, so it's a trade-off. Top performance and ease versus cost and lock-in.
That's the calculation you need to make.
Okay. And the last main type.
Number 4, cloud AI marketplaces.
So this is the big cloud providers getting in on the action. AWS, Google Cloud, Azure.
Precisely. They offer platforms where you can deploy various AI models, often including models from other providers, right within their cloud ecosystem.
Like AWS Bedrock, I think I've seen that. Accessing Claude or Llama 3 on AWS.
Exactly. Or Google Cloud's Vertex AI with Gemini, or Microsoft Azure's AI services. They integrate AI deployment deeply into everything else they offer.
So who is this best suited for?
Dr. Thaplial points to companies already heavily using one of these cloud platforms. If your data and apps are already on AWS, using Bedrock makes a lot of sense.
Because it all connects easily.
Yeah, the big pros are scalability using the cloud's power and that tight integration with other cloud tools and data storage.
Any downsides?
Potential cons can be complex. Cloud bills can get tricky and maybe a steeper learning curve if you're not already deep in that specific cloud provider's world.
Okay, makes sense. Leverage your existing cloud investment.
Right. And Dr. Thaplial also gives a quick mention to specialized marketplaces, too.
Oh yeah, like what?
Things like RunPod for renting GPU power, the specific chips AI needs, or Civit AI, a community focused just on stable diffusion models for image generation.
Interesting. So it's getting really niche.
It shows the diversity. Whatever your specific AI need, there's probably a platform emerging for it.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of different options. Unified APIs, open source hubs, proprietary providers, cloud marketplaces.
It is. So the next logical step is, how do you choose?
Yeah, how do you pick the right one for your business? Dr. Thaplial gives some pointers, right? A framework.
He does. A set of key factors you absolutely need to consider. This is crucial.
All right, let's break them down. What's first?
Pricing model. Obvious? Maybe. But you need to dig in. Is it pay-per-use? Subscription? Are there hidden costs for data transfer or storage?
Really scrutinize the fine print on costs.
Got it. Then, latency and speed. Does your application need answers instantly, like a chatbot? Or is it okay if it takes a few seconds, like analyzing a report overnight?
Real-time versus batch processing needs. That will definitely narrow things down.
Model variety. Do you just need text analysis? Or text, images, audio, maybe code generation? Access to a wide range versus just one specific type.
Good point. What else?
Compliance and security. Super important. Does the marketplace meet GDPR, SOC2, Act Like IO, whatever regulations apply to your industry and data?
Non-negotiable for many businesses.
Definitely. Ease of integration is another one. How easy is it for your developers? Do they offer good SDKs, clear API documentation, maybe plugins for systems you already use?
Saves your tech team headaches and time.
Exactly. And finally, support and SLA's service level agreements.
Right. What happens if things go wrong? Is there support? What are the guarantees on uptime or performance, especially for enterprise users?
Yep. You need to weigh all these factors against your specific situation, your goals, your budget, your team skills. There's no single best marketplace, only the best for you.
That's a really helpful checklist. So, thinking ahead now, what's coming next? Dr. Thapliel mentioned some emerging trends.
Yeah, the landscape isn't standing still. He points to a few things for, say, the next year or two.
What?
One big one is smaller, more specialized models.
Smaller. I thought bigger was better in AI.
Not always. Instead of giant do-everything models, we're seeing models trained specifically for finance or healthcare or legal tasks. They might actually perform better and be cheaper for those niche jobs.
Like specialized tools for specialized tasks. Makes sense.
Also, decentralized AI marketplaces, some using blockchain apparently, could change how models are shared and accessed. Still early days, though.
Interesting. Blockchain and AI.
And AI model rentals. Platforms like RunPod let you rent GPU power just when you need it. More flexibility for short-term projects.
Kind of like renting cloud servers, but specifically for AI hardware.
Sort of, yeah. And finally, ethical and regulatory shifts. New rules around bias, copyright, privacy, these will definitely impact how marketplaces operate.
Yeah, that's a huge area to watch. So more specialization, maybe new ways to access models, and definitely more focus on rules and ethics.
That's the gist. More options, but also more to keep track of.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. For someone listening right now trying to make a decision, how do they choose? Any rules of thumb from Dr. Thapliel?
He gives some helpful starting points based on needs.
Okay.
If your top priority is getting AI integrated fast with minimal fuss, he suggests looking at OpenAI, Anthropic directly, or maybe OpenRouter for aggregating them.
Okay. Speed and simplicity.
If you're a startup or really watching the budget, together, AI and deep infra are highlighted as potentially more cost-effective options, especially among the aggregators.
Good for lean operations.
Need maximum control, want to fine-tune with your own data. Then the open source route via Hugging Face or Replicate is probably where you should look.
For the hands-on tech teams.
Large enterprise, already deep in the cloud. AWS Bedrock, Google Vertex AI makes sense to leverage that existing investment.
Stick with your cloud provider.
And if privacy is paramount, need it on-premise. A Llama for local running or self-hosting an open model like Llama.
Okay, that maps needs to marketplace types pretty well.
He also slices it by user type. Hobbyists just playing around. Free tiers on Hugging Face, a Llama.
Good starting point.
Developers needing flexibility, those unified APIs like OpenRouter, Deep Infra,
Right.
big organizations, often the major cloud providers, AWS, Vertex AI.
The enterprise solutions.
Researchers, Hugging Face is invaluable for accessing open models.
That's a really practical breakdown. Helps narrow the field.
Hopefully.
So, wrapping up, the main takeaway really seems to be that these AI model marketplaces are making powerful AI much more accessible for all sorts of businesses, right?
Absolutely. It's democratizing access. You don't necessarily need a giant R&D budget anymore to start leveraging AI.
And understanding those four main types, unified APIs, open source proprietary cloud AI, is key to navigating the options.
It's your map through the landscape.
And making a thoughtful choice here isn't just technical, it's strategic. It impacts efficiency, innovation, your bottom line.
Couldn't agree more.
So, what are some concrete next steps someone listening could take?
Dr. Thapliel suggests a few things. First, just experiment. Try out the free tiers from places like Hugging Face or OpenRouter. Get a feel for it. Low risk.
Good idea. Get hands-on.
Second, benchmark. Don't just pick a model because it's popular. Test a few for your specific use case. He mentions a tool, the AI Benchmark Explorer, that could help compare performance on different tasks.
Right, see how they actually perform on what you need them to do.
Exactly. And third, for larger companies with complex needs, don't be afraid to talk directly to vendors. Get consultations. See what enterprise solutions fit best.
Makes sense. Okay, experiment, benchmark, consult if needed.
Good plan.
All right, before we close, maybe a final thought for our listeners to mull over.
Yeah, here's something to think about, building on that trend to specialization we talked about.
Yeah.
As AI models get more and more specialized for specific industries or tasks,
Yeah.
how will that change your long-term strategy? Will you need to navigate an even more granular, more complex marketplace of highly specific AI tools down the line?
Interesting. So not just choosing a general marketplace, but maybe managing a portfolio of very specific AI capabilities from different places in the future.
Potentially. It's something to keep in the back of your mind as you explore the possibilities today. How does increasing specialization impact where you'll need to go for AI tomorrow?